Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over day 1 of the new season, World of Wonders, and I decided to use one of the new Pokemon. It's going to be Shadow Gallade. Obviously, it's not a new Pokemon, but we had some move changes going into World of Wonders, so in the new season, and I wanted to showcase Gallade with the Fast Attack Psycho Cut. And yeah, you basically get to your moves super fast, and your moves are Leaf Blade or your charge moves are Leaf Blade and Close Combat. So those are very high damage dealing moves. And I just wanted to see what we could do with a closer of Gallade. So out in the front, I've got Mandibuzz, and then most of the time I'm going to be safe swapping into Shadow Whiscash, but it's matchup dependent. In the lead, if you lose the matchup but in a certain way, I want to safe swap into either of the two so I can pressure shields, or I can try to save, both want to pressure shields. All right, let's go ahead and get into the video, and if you haven't, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we're going to see if this switch works to the battle scene. All right, sweet. Okay, here are my battles from day 1. So actually, in these first battles, I actually started out with Whiscash in the lead, but I noticed I had a lot of weaknesses. So even though I have Whiscash in the lead here, I do end up switching Mandibuzz into the lead, and I really like Mandibuzz in the lead a little more. Gives you more of an ABB against like steals. So like baiting out the Stunfisk here would have been easier with Mandibuzz in the lead, but it's okay. Mandibuzz, super tanky. It's kind of the reason I want to use Mandibuzz here. You, again, like I said, you want to save shields, so you don't really want to be shielding other things. Save shields for the Gallade if you can, because that Gallade is really frail, and if it gets hit by anything, it is going to just explode. But at least you're going to be able to do the same thing to other Mon, right? So the whole thing with Leaf Blade in close combat is Leaf Blade is so good against like the Whiscashes of the world, which there's still tons of them. And then close combat's going to be doing great against dark types, steel types, even things that it's neutral against that maybe Leaf Blade is resisted. It's going to be doing a lot of damage. So let's get into this match. We're coming here at the end, obviously, because I had to explain a little bit, but it's going to be Whiscash, Shadow Whiscash, I mean, still just as good as ever. The only thing with this season is a lot more water types getting some love, which, I mean, to be fair, whether or not that's a good thing, we'll see. But, yeah, we're able to eat this foul play, and I know if I get to this close combat, we're basically going to be one-shotting Scrafty. Scrafty is the dark type, so it's going to be taking super effective from fighting. And, yeah, I mean, you could just, I'm pretty sure this one-shot's from full HP, but even from this 80%, it's one-shotting. So coming into this Raichu matchup, yeah, this is where you want to see it, but I will say with Charm it's a little tough because you don't want a Charmer onto your back line. If this Whiscash was to go down, and obviously I'm getting 2 shields here, which is great for me, and I probably will shield if they throw a move, just to ensure that I get this matchup down. And they come in with their own Quagsire here. Now Leaf Blade will one-shot Quagsire. It's obviously double super effective. Grass being super effective against water and ground. I actually mistimed this one, so I'm going to have to shield, but I can go for a little bit more farm with that as well. Basically, once you get to 2 close combats, you know you're at 100 energy. Close combat's 50 energy. So once you get to 2, if you're ready to throw, you can throw, and I just have a ton of energy here. They come into Vergyverg. Obviously, this is a really horrific matchup, but you see how much the Leaf Blade does. It's like 45%. So even though we were only to get 1 off there, if we were to be able to get 2, we almost would KO. Not exactly, but this is what a really bad matchup looks like, and not too terrible. I think the worst matchups you're going to see for Gallade are something like Flyers. So Mantine is one of the Mon that got buffed, but it didn't get super buffed, but you're going to be seeing it a lot more. For Alligator with Shadow Claw is going to be interesting. You probably one-shot, but they also one-shot you, but you're a little faster, so you'll be able to see. This Pokemon I've never seen before, Low Kicks. And I was like, this is what happens on day 1, right? So I didn't know exactly what to go for into the Mon in the back, but I figure it doesn't have any grass moves probably. Our opponent lags a little bit. And I figured at the worst, this probably has like, oh, and it ended up having a grass move. I did not know that it had Trailblaze. But I figured Mandibuzz would be safe against it, and luckily we are baiting out this Charmer. The only thing that's going to be tough is if they decide not to shield these aerial aces. Oh, they already are down shields. Gotcha. We're coming in late. But yeah, we're going to need to take this out with Whiscash, because if this even touches Gallade, it's going to be like 30% HP. Probably not, but probably like 20% HP for each charm. So you're probably dead in 5 charms. It isn't the shadow though, so, and they do come in with the grass, and it's Lurantis with looks like Razor Leaf. So we're going to be taking a lot of super effective damage. I was hoping to get the debuff there. We did not, so we're actually getting really low. We still have a shield, but the problem is they might not throw anything that is shieldable. But I know if I get to this close combat, I mean, it is a dark type. It does have the bug typing, so this is neutral, but this probably still KOs from a neutral standpoint. Yeah. And he was only at like 65%, so. All right, Gallade in the lead. Oh yeah, Mandibuzz also a pretty hard counter to Gallade. So they come in with their Whiscash. Even though we swap in later, we get to this Leaf Blade first. So they can decide if this is going to get KO'd or they want to expend the shield. And if they're going to expend the shield, we'll expend the shield as well, because we know we get to that Leaf Blade faster and we win CMP. So we can just build up a ton of energy here. I end up miscounting, actually. I remember this because I didn't see the mud shot that came in against the extra mud shot that came in against the Mandibuzz, but it's okay. I know I can go up to 2, and if they shield, I'll throw back to back, and we'll maintain switch. And I don't really need shields with the Gallade into Mandibuzz. I know that Aerial Ace is going to do a ton to it as well. They end up coming in with the new Empoleon also. Amon, I don't know if I'm going to try it out because I don't think it's that good in Great League with the new Steel Fast Attack, but I'll try it on an Ultra League for sure. Berserker, I thought, I could switch to Whiscash, but it's also not the worst matchup to be in here because the only move they actually have that does damage to you is Close Combat. I think they also run usually Foul Play, which you obviously resist, and sometimes they run Iron Head, which is not a great move. So I figured if they're going to throw the Close Combat, they're going to double reduce their defense. My Dark Pulse is all of a sudden going to really be pressuring them to get, pressuring their HP here and almost KOing them, basically. I do want the shield for Gallade, and I think I will live this barely, and I just want to throw the Dark Pulse. They're already 4 times reduced, which is the max you can be reduced on defense or gained in offense. So I end up winning that matchup, and then I'm like, oh, Jellicent, that's really good for me into Mandibuzz. You know what it's not good against, though? Everything I have in the back. This Jellicent is insane against my back line. It does have a lot of energy because it actually farmed down Mandibuzz, which, I mean, that's something you don't hear every day. And, yeah, I try to just do a lot of damage to it. I think that this is Surf. Technically, I live, but I'm going to swap into Whiscash, try to get an energy advantage. Ends up being Venusaur. I actually faced 2 Venusaurs with my Whiscash. Like, I got it aligned badly in my games. And I think we're going to see the other one later in this video, hopefully. But it's actually not the worst matchup. They don't have to shield the first one, but if you go into shields, you're faster than them. You always get to pressure their second shield. And I thought if I could get this farm down, I'll be able to throw the Leaf Blade. We don't make it, though, and that is GG. Well, I thought I would have taken this out of the video, but let's see if this goes right into the next one. This was the rank 2 battles, apparently, so got to rank 3 there. Oh, I'm going straight into the next game. Sweet. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can... Oh, no, we're going in. Okay. Thanks for hanging on, guys. All right, Mandibuzz into Lantern. Obviously, this is pretty bad. I probably go into Whiscash. Great. The fact that they're not switching out means I think they might be really weak to this Whiscash in all 3 slots, which would be interesting. They end up shielding the first one, and then I think, do I really need to shield the first Surf? No, it's going to get me to about half. Even as the Shadow Whiscash, you're pretty bulky against it. It's neutral. I go for the CMP. They shielded once the first time. Maybe they'll shield again. I'll probably shield this one and try to go for a farm down if I can. I think I can get them down in 5 here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And then now I've basically won switch. They come in with Machamp. I guess they didn't want to throw in Machamp with an energy advantage on the Whiscash. But maybe they had to have done it anyways. It's actually not Shadow. Shadow Machamp I think looks decent this season, actually, to be honest. Once I knew I got that attack buff, I wanted to come in and try to get an energy advantage going into that last matchup. I've already got the shield advantage. There's nothing Machamp can really pressure me into. Yeah. I actually come in with Gallade here, and I throw when they get to the Earthquake. I figure they think I'm not going to throw the close combat right away, and 95% one shot on the Stunfisk. So, I mean, this is the power of Gallade, right? And they end up coming with a Lantern. I know I can win CMP. I throw right on CMP. If they shield, I shield. I go for more farm. I go for another Leaf Blade. They didn't shield. I actually think, well, I could just come in with the Whiscash. I guess that's what I'm going to do. I figure I'm already too low. Fast Attack's going to do enough damage that Gallade might not be worth saving, but Whiscash with energy, definitely worth it. They end up coming in with a Charizard, which I haven't seen in a while. It's actually Air Slash. Maybe they don't have the elite TMs, although it's the new season, but maybe they don't want to waste it on a Charizard, even though it's a party high Charizard. But yeah, we're just going to throw a couple Scalds, and then I think I'm just going to allow myself to have the shield advantage and keep Whiscash in the back since it's good against both. I'll probably end up throwing the Mandibuzz in here. That makes sense. And it's already attacked reduced, so I'm not going to shield anything. Saving that shield for Whiscash again. Whiscash good against both Mon. I want to maintain my good Mon with a shield against their whole line if I can. And then I really don't need much here on Mandibuzz anyways. So again, no shields. Probably can go for a farm down. I think they're probably going to switch soon, but they don't have energy on Lantern either. So Mandibuzz is probably going to take this home by itself. But again, the reasoning is solid there. Didn't need it, but I think the Whiscash in the back with the shields is great. Oh, I think I get a phone call in the middle of this matchup. So they come in with the Lurantis. Obviously, this is pretty bad. Yeah, I got a phone call. I obviously lost to the Lurantis. And then we're back into the Mandibuzz, and they have a Vikavolt in the back. And I'm like, okay, Vicavolt's probably super squishy. I'll throw in shields here. I still to take shields because they're probably going to get KO'd by one Dark Pulse. If they throw again before I get another move, we're just going to take it and then have Gallade in the back with the one shield advantage. I try to throw this off because I know they're right at a move, and I know that they would get to it before I was able to throw the Dark Pulse. And even if it was CMP, we obviously lose CMP against Vikavolt. I've never seen Vikavolt before in a game, but it has Fly. That's pretty good. And then I decide to throw here, probably maintain a shield. I thought I could go for the farm down, but I can't go a shield down against Toxapex because even though it gets to moves really slow, this is going to be a long matchup because Toxapex is, while it's taking super effective from Psycho Cut's not really a damage fast attack. And it's going to be taking resisted damage from, or not resisted, it's going to be taking neutral damage from these Leaf Blades. And then I figure I have to just get to 2 Leaf Blades. I need to go for a back-to-back to save myself 1 fast attack worth of damage. And it's enough to win this game. So this was a tough game here. So yeah, glad I could show you that last game. I really liked that game. Super focused on energy advantage there on the Gallade, which you're really going to have to do if you're using Gallade. Like, again, what I said at the beginning, very squishy. But if you are able to get to your moves and have shield advantage to maintain your Gallade's health, you can actually push through a lot of things. Now, let's go over a little bit of what you're going to be worried about. I think I said it a little bit in the video, but let's go ahead and hear it at the end. Flying types that have, flying types in general are just going to be really tough for Gallade. Luckily, close combat is pretty good against a lot of flyer types in the meta right now, so obviously, like, it's decent, like, it's neutral against Mandibuzz, it's neutral against Skarmory, steel type flyer. Yeah, and then Mantine, at least you can throw the Leaf Blades, which are going to be neutral, but those are bad matchups, but at least you have some play. What's going to be really bad? So, Charge Bug is actually going to be really bad. It has neutral moves, but it's very hard hitting, and it resists everything that, like, Charge Bug does. So definitely one to look out for. Hopefully y'all liked this video. I know I haven't posted in a while, but hopefully if you're able to use this team, definitely let me know how it goes. Gallade seems really good, and I hope y'all are having a good time here in the new season. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.